FridayPhotoSchool.com is your web TV network for learning the craft of pro and emerging pro photography. Here's a look at another terrific episode that you can play through your browser or download to your computer or iPhone right now.
Rake the light across Isabella's face, and we'll take a look at that. And there, much more dramatic shot. We've got nice highlight, we've got some shadow. It's bringing out the features on Isabella's face. And that's what we want to try and do. Now we're keeping it pretty simple. We only have one light, we're using one light. We'll add lights later to kind of soften that shadow a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about the cord. The cord, you know, it can get kind of cumbersome. You can get, kind of tied up. You can't really go this way or that way. You can do some different things, but what you really want to try and do is go wireless, right? That's what we're moving towards. So let's take the Trio off of this. I'm going to power down the battery pack. I'm going to turn the flash off, and I'm going to disengage the Trio. Take that off. Let's use this. We're going to use a Nikon SU800 controller or commander, and I'm going to pop the commander on. I'm going to turn the camera on, and I am going to grab a flash. Now, my settings are all the same, 125th f4, 200 ISO, but I'm using the commander to talk to the remote. And we'll go over how to set that all up in segment 2. So we're going to get another shot, and again, I'm going to rake the flash across her face a little bit, and we're going to get another nice shot. Looks pretty much the same. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. And that's pretty much it for that. So, well, you know what? Hey, let's bring Dave in. Let's do that shot that we did at the end of the last run through. Kind of show you that. So come on in, Dave. All right, we did this shot in the last run through. While Isabella was getting ready, Dave stood in for her. And we did kind of a rock and roll shot. And you know what? You can do this shot on Halloween too. It's a great shot, fun shot. We're going to put the camera into a position. There you go. Good. And pop that up. Let's see that. It's a great shot. The light is lighting him from underneath.
Why would you use the Nikon SU800 instead of the built-in pop-up that you actually showed there? What's the difference?
It's a great question. The SU800 actually has a wider spread of the IR, so you have more IR or more ways to communicate to get the signal out to the flash. Sometimes if I have a flash positioned over on this side and I have the pop-up and I'm shooting vertical, it's a line of sight problem. So the line of sight problem is what we kind of touch base, and we'll talk a little bit about it more, but it can't read the IR that's being emitted from this camera if I have a flash on this side. Now, if I turn the flash like this, as long as it's in front, then I don't have a problem. If it's behind me, then I might have a problem. So this is just a little less powerful than using the SU800, and it would be the same way for Canon on the 7D.
Well done. Nicely answered. Mary Ann from Fullerton, California wants to know, can I use my flash, my second flash, as a master on my camera, but not have it fire the actual flash? So can you get a flash to work as a remote commander?
Yes, you can. And we're going to do that right now. Let's grab some flashes here. Let's go over here. We're going to show you how to do that. So what we're doing is, remember how we had this set to remote? We are going to turn it and we're going to go to master. Now, you can see here that, again, channel 1, and here we have group A set to TTL, but on the flash, it's a little different. We now have this M. So in Nikon, we're actually controlling 4 groups. We have the M, or the master, the A, the B, and the C. And so to change that, we hit the select button. You see how the M's highlighted?
Ready? Here's the recap. Let me help you. This is a piece of cake. Watch this. Here is a Nikon D700 camera. On it, we've got the infrared commander, and it slides right in. Now, if you wanted to use the built-in version of that, you certainly could, and it's activated only with the pop-up flash. That's one way to turn it on. You can adjust different things. However, The performance of the built-in commanders in the cameras really aren't so terrific, and it's my opinion, and it's only my opinion, and I know the good folks at Nikon are actually watching this, and of course I own these cameras too. I would rather not pay the extra, I don't know, $4 for that built-in commander because this works so much better. If you want to have a lightweight, easy-to-control method, the commanders for both the Nikon version as well as the Canon versions really are excellent choices for doing what Tony wants to show you how to do. Now, you can easily take whatever flash you have, and will this system work backwards into older cameras? It sure will. Say you got a speed light like this, like here's an 800, and there are plenty other Nikon speed lights that will work in this infrared controller mode. We can easily use some of Tony's SB800s and some of Tony's SB900s with the same wireless commander. Now, we've got Canon shooters in the house here too. Say you got a Canon. Here's our 5D, right? 5D Mark II, terrific. Got the Canon version of the transmitter on there and a Canon flash. This happens to be a 580 version 2 flash. Well, what if you have two flashes? One that's a 580 version 2 and the other one that's a 580 version 1. Can you get all three of these components working together? Of course you can. But here's what you can't do. You can't reach back to your buddy's Nikon flash and get it to talk to the Canon commander. It's just not going to work. Yeah, they speak different languages. One speaks French, one speaks Italian in the little Martian language of infraredness. So,
catch the full 60-minute episode of this program, as well as many others, right through your browser inside our library at FridayPhotoSchool.com. We're a web TV network for photographers, where you'll find new episodes created each week on topics like lighting, posing, improving your shooting skills, making better quality photos, business tips, and so much more.